Most solopreneurs don't fail because their idea was bad. They fail because they don't stick to it long enough to build momentum. And this momentum, they don't build it because they have too many ideas. They have too many things to pursue. And I don't really blame them. I myself am guilty of this. Like, I have a lot of interests. I have a lot of things that I would like to pursue. But alas, you're just one person and you can't do everything. So if you don't know, or if you don't commit to this one thing and stick to it long enough to build momentum, you don't get results. And that's what we're going to fix today. We're going to clarify what that one thing is so that we can stick to it and commit for a considerable time so that we can finally stop starting again. When I first started out, I had a lot of ideas. I mean, I was like the queen of ideas. So when I'm talking about having too many ideas, I am that person that has too many ideas or too many things that they want to pursue. That person is me. And so I never really took off because I was doing so many things. I started 2 newsletters. One was for business, one was for one was for weight loss, one was for business, and one was for French. Ask me where that French newsletter is right now. Just ask me where it is. So there are some things that they just have to remain where they are, a hobby, you know. That's when I realized that I have to stick to one thing, pursue it, build the audience. I mean, that is what this channel is about. Build an audience that is relevant to the thing that you want to do in the future. Build an audience. And you cannot build an audience for French and weight loss and business and relationship and even job satisfaction. That's also something I'm very passionate about, job satisfaction. But you cannot build an audience of these many things in one place. You can have like side quests or side things that you're pursuing, but you have to start with that one thing. Because if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. And you want that plenty somebodies to find you, and they won't find you if you're talking all over the place. And remember what I said in my last video, when you have the offer and the platform to get that audience, you need to post about the things that those people are struggling with. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to talk about how you're going to nail down your offer, know what your offer is, look within yourself and find out things that you want to sell in the future. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to be looking down here. I actually have a free clarity. I have a freebie that I give to people. So this is like a video format of that freebie. I'm going to be looking down here at the points so I don't talk off topic. So I don't go off key because I feel like that's something I do a lot. Pardon me. So this is idea to offer. Step 1 is reflection. So the first thing you do is to self-reflect. You think about everything that you have gone through in your life, every obstacle that you have overcome, or challenges that you have overcome, or that you are currently overcoming, right? Or the things that you like to do or that you would like to pursue, or things you have interest in. You notice how I listed all of those my interests. I just had to pick like the most profitable one or the most likely to succeed and then stick with it. I would be just as happy if this channel was about French, but alas. So you self-reflect, look behind, look within, ask yourself your interests. What do you like? What do you like, or what do you have interest in? What would you not mind talking about indefinitely for the foreseeable future for free? Because come on, the money is not going to come overnight. What would you not mind talking about indefinitely? Not indefinitely, but for the foreseeable future for free. And you will not get tired. What can't you shut up about? Yeah. What can you not shut up about? I can't shut up about French, even though this is not a French channel. But this is something that I also can't shut up about. I can literally not shut up about building an extra source of income so that we can be able to afford to work the jobs that we like, so that we can work because we want to, not because we have to, so that we can buy freedom and buy time with our loved ones. You see how I'm digressing? That is how much I can't shut up about this thing. So what can't you shut up about? What are you interested in? What have you done in the past? What problem do you think people currently have that you have overcome in the past and that you think people could pay you money for that solution? Am I making sense? I'm going to include the PDF version of this video in the description box. Yes, I'm going to do that. People ask your advice a lot about a particular topic. What is it? So this is just you brainstorming and thinking about. This video now is for you if you want to build a successful business online. I'm taking it for granted that for you to be watching, for you to be here, you have passed that stage. You have realized that you need extra money, like everybody else. You have realized. So now we are trying to brainstorm on the ideas of what it is you can sell, because this thing is going to be a digital asset, right? So what are you going to sell is what we're doing. So what challenges have you overcome? Transformations. Ask people. Yeah, that's another thing. You can ask people to tell you what they think about you when they think about you. What do they think about you? And this is just going to like guide you and help you to know, have a general vague idea, have a North Star, so you know the general direction of where you're going to. So you can give this a couple of hours if you need to. If you need to ask people questions, if you send them messages they don't answer, call them, because we want to lock this thing down today, before 24 hours. Remember, this is about consistency. This is about deciding on one path, committing to one path, and then just putting our all into going. We are going to make mistakes. Whatever you pick today can be refined tomorrow, but that general direction, that North Star, will not change. So we are going to lock this thing down today. If you send somebody a message to ask them what do they think about it, call them, they don't answer, call them, answer, give me 30 seconds of your time. Are we not friends again? Yeah. Your product is going to be something that is going to, like I said, my laptop is here if you see me looking down, and I have a book here. So your product is going to be what people can pay you for, what you're interested in. It's going to be like an intersection of all these things that we've talked about. Maybe what you are good at, or what you have done, what people are interested in, that kind of thing. So if you want to validate your offer, you have to first of all align your passion with profits. So now if right now you have a list of, if you're like me and you have 10 things on your list at this point, we want to eliminate some things. We are only picking one at the end of the day, so we want to gradually eliminate some. So we want to ensure that whatever we pick has the highest chance of monetization at the end of the day. So in order to do this, it's very easy. Just you go online and you ask, or you go and ask friends around you. When I was doing this thing, I started from Answer the Public. Actually, if I'm being very honest, you start from Answer the Public. That's one very easy place to go, and it's for free. So if you're selling weight loss, for example, you can just go and be like, weight loss, put it on Answer the Public. I'll put the link. Everybody knows Answer the Public. Don't you know Answer the Public? I'll put the link in the description box. So you can type weight loss there, and then it will now bring you a list of questions that people are asking online about that thing. That's how you know that, oh, so this thing that I want to do, people are looking for the solution. That means there's demand for this thing. Do you understand? Another thing you can do is you can go on YouTube, for example, because you can go on Google and type that same thing and see if people are asking these questions, or if there are products like yours in the market. You go on Google search engine, you go on YouTube, weight loss, and people selling this thing that you want to sell, because we don't want to completely reinvent the wheel. We want to do something that has been proven to be successful in the past, something that people are currently doing, because you need people to look up to or to work towards. You understand? So there needs to be influencers in these industries that you're entering. So you go out there and then you check, are people asking these questions? Go on Reddit, go on Answer the Public, like I said, go on Facebook, go use your Google search engine and go on YouTube. Find out all these things. Check if there's recent interest in this thing. For example, if you're using YouTube and you search weight loss, you want to ensure that there are videos that are younger. When I say younger, that are no older than 1 year, and that have at least 100,000 views. You know what I mean? So something is 11 months old, 200k views. Perfect. It means people are watching this thing currently, and that means they're interested in this type of solution. Do you understand what I mean? So that's what we're talking about. We want people to want to validate that this our offer, people are interested in it. Because if they are not, it cannot be profitable. You can have the best passion and the best transformation in woodwork. If people don't want woodworking, it's going to be difficult. It's not like you can't make money, though. It's not like you can't make money, but it's going to be difficult. And we want to give ourselves the best chance of success. You understand what I mean? So we are aligning our passion with profit. Another thing you can do during this stage is to ask people that you think will fit or will need. For example, if it's weight loss, if you know anybody that is overweight around you, you can ask them, if I give you something like this, is this something you can pay for? Is this a solution that you think you can pay for, that you are willing to pay for? If, for example, you understand, so if it's weight loss, or it could be, let's use the French. Maybe there's somebody you know that's trying to learn French. Maybe they want to travel, they want to Japan, or they want to, I don't know, it's mostly Japan now. Shame, it's not for Japan. Okay, we're not talking about Japan in this video, please. Okay, so you know someone that's trying to learn French, you can be like, oh, so if you find a product that's going to help you, that's going to give you learning tips, or that's going to speak with you to practice your French, or whatever is inside your product, if you find this thing, would you pay for it? Is this something you can pay for? You can ask people around you that are ideal, that are part of your ideal customer. We call them ICPs on LinkedIn, ideal customer profile. So people that fit your ideal customer profile, you want to talk to them if you can. That's the best way to validate at this point. You want to talk to them. While I was doing this, I used LinkedIn throughout to talk to these people one by one, as it was a manual fishing and digging. But if you cannot find them, an alternative is all the other things I just said. Check Answer the Public, check YouTube, go on Reddit. Because in Reddit, you are not just seeing that, oh, people are watching these videos. You are seeing active conversations that people are having about this, questions that people are asking. So it will give you a lot of insights. In fact, to me, the next best thing, if you're not talking to your ideal customer profile, is the next best thing is to go on LinkedIn. Sorry, go on Reddit, not LinkedIn. Go on Reddit. Go there and find out. So at this point, you should have eliminated plenty things on your list. All of you that have 20 things on your, remove plenty. At this point, there's no way you validate more than 5 at this point. We're trying to bring things down, right? Okay, so now you want to craft your offer statement. What is it that you do? So I'm going to want you to fill this. I'll put a picture here. I want you to fill this sentence. I help dash, achieve dash, without dash, by dash. So for example, I'll tell you mine. I help new digital solopreneurs build successful businesses without quitting their jobs by setting clear goals and committing to weekly accountability meetings. See what I did there? Or it can be something more, because that's a very general thing. You can even go, the more specific the better. You can even go specific and say something like, I help small businesses achieve 50% increase in sales without spending money on ads by optimizing their social media account. That's another example. Okay, so now you have your offer statement. At this point, please don't have more than 3 things on your list. I don't want you to have, if you can make this sentence in 3 places. And here's another thing. If you're having trouble trying to nail down or choose which of these possible things or the possible offers or products that you are going to have in the future, if you're having trouble nailing it down, you can use another criteria to nail or to streamline or to pinpoint what it is you want to do in the future, please. So generally speaking, as I have learned from others that have come before me, there are some industries that are booming, that people would always spend money, eagerly dash you their money in order to give you in order to give them solution to their problem. And these industries are in health, because why? Everybody wants to be healthy. Everybody wants to stay alive. Nobody wants to die. So the health industry is very, 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 if you have a solution in the health industry, very good for you. If you have one in health and one in anything else, pick health. Then another one is wealth. In other words, money making, businesses and all of that, or things that will help people for money making or in their business. These are industries that people will give you money to solve their problems, because money is a very driving factor. It's a serious driving factor. So health, wealth, relationships, because human beings are social creatures. We don't like to be alone. We love love. So if your solution is in the relationship industry, oh, good for you. So if you have one in woodwork, I don't know what's with me and woodwork today. If your solution is in woodwork and you have 2 on your list, one is in woodwork, one is in gardening, and one is in health, you can't decide which one it is. Please use that information and pick health. But at the end of the day, you do you, because at the end of the day, we are trying to, the goal here, for me at least, is to build something something I can do indefinitely, that while I'm doing it, I don't lose myself or my values, something that will allow me the freedom to do the things that matter to me the most. And the things that matter to me the most: family time, rest, happiness, job satisfaction. So if for you get more satisfaction out of the gardening, no problem, you can pick that, but do the other validation steps that we spoke about and ensure that there are going to be people willing to pay you for this solution that you want to sell. Because if they are not, it's not just the enjoyment or the satisfaction is not enough. We want a sweet spot in the middle where we get everything we want, at least to a certain degree. So if you really are passionate about woodwork, but you can't find people, there's no validation, there's no people that's going to pay you for that thing that you know, then come on now, it's not rocket science. You're not going to make money from it. You can pick something else on your list that will give you the money and time to now focus on the woodwork that you love, that you want to do because you want to, but not because you have to. You see what I mean? I always tell people that, oh yeah, I'd like to retire on time, but my definition of retirement now is working because I want to, not because I have to. So that's my goal, by the way. My very big North Star is that before I am 50, I should be working because I want to, not because I have to. I'm still working because I have to, because I mean the bills, but I'm not there yet. So you see what I mean? If the gardening thing is really your thing, for example, but you have other things on your list, just pick something smart that you can do, and then set a goal for yourself that I'm going to do this for so and so years. It's going to buy me time and give me a lot of money to relax, and then focus on my woodwork, because that is what I really want to do. You see what I'm going with this? So now we are going to further validate our offer. Now that you have that offer statement, that you have now decided that this is what I do, this is what I help people achieve, this is how I help them achieve it, and this is what I prevent for them by helping them to achieve this thing in this way. Once you've done that with that statement, now you want to go and talk to people and ask them, because now you have a general idea of what you want to do, but coming from the point of view of the people that you're helping, it might be sounding different. So you want to talk to people and ask them about their top challenges. What are the top challenges that you have in your journey currently, or in this thing that you're trying to do? Again, if it's weight loss, what are your weight loss challenges currently? What is the issue? Is it that you don't have time to cook the food you need to eat? There's no time for workouts? Like, what is the greatest challenge? Then number 2, what have you tried to solve those challenges that did not work? Because you want to know what not to do. So you don't want to give them exactly what they've done before that did not work for them. So you're asking them what the challenge is, what they've tried to solve that challenge that did not help, and you want to ask them if they have a magic solution to that problem today. What would that magic solution be like? So if, for example, they have a genie that gives them 3 wishes, or 1 wish, just 1 wish, what would they tell that genie to do for them? So if it's weight loss, will you tell that person to give you time to work out, or will you tell the person to just magically suck out all the weight? Okay, I think weight loss is a bad example for this one, but you know what I mean. So you want to ask them, if someone were to magically fix their problem for them, what would they have the person do for them? So if that thing is, oh, I would have them automate my content so that I can be more consistent online, or I will have them give me all the energy so that I will be able to I don't know, exercise every single morning, then you know where you need to focus on, or at least you know how you would catch them, because you want to trap them. You want to trap them. You want to use the language that they use for you against them. Okay, not against them, but you want to use the same language they use for you when you're talking to them, so that when you're talking to them in those content I spoke about that you're posting out there, they're going to feel like, oh my gosh, this person gets me, this person understands what I'm talking about, this person knows, this person in 3rd class, you know. So that is what we want. So like I said, when I was doing this, I used LinkedIn. I spoke to people one by one. It doesn't have to be online. If you're lucky and your ideal customer profile, people that fit your ideal customer profile are around you, maybe in your contact list or in your place of work, just walk up to them and talk to them. Can I have 30 minutes of your 30 minutes? Can I have 5 minutes of your time? Just talk to them. You know, as long as you're talking to them, it doesn't matter if it's online or face to face. So now we want to build our customer profile. We've been talking to these customers for a while now, so we have a general idea of who they are. So you want to build a profile. Gender, is it, for example, a girl? The person that you're trying, just pick one person and describe that person. Your customer profile can even be, if your product is a transformation that you have undergone in the past, your profile can be modeled after you or who you were when you were struggling with that thing. So it can be, for example, a 25-year-old girl who is overweight but working, doesn't have the time to exercise. You know, just build a profile. Gender, age, location, geographic location, very important. You want to know what habits this person has. Where do they hang out online? Do they hang out on Facebook? Do they hang out on YouTube like me? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they already? Where are they? Wherever they are, you need to go there. And that was the reason when I was doing this. That's the reason why I picked LinkedIn to be my primary site for building my audience, because I help 95 professionals, and those people are on LinkedIn, like it or not. So that's why I picked LinkedIn. It doesn't have to be LinkedIn for you. I have someone that attends my consistency meetings, someone in my weekly accountability meetings that is building on Instagram because of the kind of business that she's running. So it doesn't have to be LinkedIn for you. Most people don't like LinkedIn. I didn't at a point, but that's a video for another day. So just build your profile, because building this profile is going to help you know how to trap them. I keep using the word trap. It's going to help you know how to attract them to you. You can't be selling, for example, cars, and you're advertising in a kindergarten class. There's no customer for you there. You see what I mean? So you need to know the profile. So it will help you to choose the platform that you're going to reach these people. At this point, you have 0 followers still, right? We're just darling around with our offer. Building the profile now is going to help us to choose the platform. Another thing that will help you to choose your platform is the kind of person that you are. Can you talk in front of the camera like I'm doing now, or do you prefer to write? If that's you can do LinkedIn, depending on who your customer is. You can also write on Facebook. It doesn't matter. If you're more the picture type of person, you can do Instagram. Just build a profile, and then make sure you're also paying attention to what you can commit to. So if, for example, your customer avatar is on YouTube, but you can't talk in front of the camera, that's not a match made in heaven. You have to find a compromise. So, but there's so many ways around that, and that's not beyond the scope of this video. So now when you pick the platform, you are now going to start posting. I said this before, it was in my previous video. You're now going to start posting about the problems that these people experience. Post about it, their internal problems, their external problems, things they are struggling with, their pain points. Remember, you've spoken to them, you have this data. It's just to give the solution, because remember, you are knowledgeable in this thing. That's the reason why we're talking about this in the first place. It's something you've done. There's a transformation you're trying to sell. Transformation being the digital product. So you want to be posting about these problems in your chosen platform that you have picked based off of the audience profile that you built. So you see that it is a step-by-step process, right? So that's what it's going to be. So now we have our offer, we have our platform, and we have a general idea of the kind of things that we want to be talking about in this platform. Now we need goals. We are still at 0 followers, but we want to build an audience. What's the first thing we do? So when I first started this journey, I told myself, well, my first goal is audience building. By the end of 90 days, I want 100 engaged leads and all that. But I'm learning. Remember, I told you this is a journey that I'm currently in. I'm sharing my journey in real time. Is it really? It's in real time, even though I'm at week 6 currently, but it's still in real time. So when I first started, my goal was a little bit more tangible, because I was hoping for 500 YouTube subscribers. This is a new channel, by the way. And then I was hoping for 100 engaged followers on LinkedIn, because that's where I'm building also. But now I'm learning that you are far better off putting your goals in form of things that you can control. So for example, your goals can be, for example, 90 posts in 90 days, meaning you're going to post every day. That's not really a reasonable thing to do anyway, because quality over quantity. I'm just saying, for example, let it be something that you can control. So something you can control can be, for example, once per week post in my chosen platform. And posting is kind of different from commenting and all that, which is kind of different from the scope of what we're talking about today. But you see what I mean? Okay, let's use YouTube for example. What is within your control is releasing video every single week. So you can be like, my goal at the end of 12 weeks, which is 90 days, roughly speaking, is that by the end of 90 days, I'm going to have 12 videos, meaning I would have released one single every single week. That's a fair goal. Whether or not you have the 500 subscribers out of it, it's out of your control. All you need to do is do the things that are in your control. So your goal should be something like 12 videos at the end of 12 weeks. And that 12 videos at the end of 12 weeks is now left for you to do the video, do a nice thumbnail, watch videos about how to ensure SEO and blah 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 and all those YouTube things, So that's just it. Because if you do those things, but you have to be careful, because those things you are putting as your goals, they have to be things that will lead to the other thing that you want. So obviously you want audience video, you want to make your first $100 online. That is what you want. But your goals will now look something like this: posting a video every single week for the next 12 weeks. You see where I'm going with that? So if you do that, then hopefully it will lead to this. Because you cannot 100% control, for example, the number of subscribers that you have or the amount of dollars that you earn. It's just what you're doing that's going to lead you towards that. There's a lot in between the lines that I'm not saying, but I'm trying to stick to the scope of this video. Okay, so and this is where my weekly accountability meetings come in, by the way, because you find out at the first week that, yeah, this is exciting, I'm gonna do this, let's go there. But by the end of week 1, week 2, you find yourself, I just don't feel like today. And that was me last week, by the way. Last week was, and it wasn't even my fault 100%. I mean, it was partly my fault, but last week work was very, very tedious for me, and it took a lot of my time. So I didn't have much time to pursue this thing that I'm doing. I ought to have started this channel like 2 weeks ago, but it's been dragging and dragging. And then the other things that I've been doing on LinkedIn, I couldn't hit all my benchmarks, you know. So the attempts is like, oh my goodness, and it's not like nobody's paying you for this. Nobody's paying you at this point anyway. So you're like, oh, I'm tired. So I'm just trying to stress the importance of accountability meetings. That has changed my life. I keep saying it. It has changed my life, because no matter what, I will attend those meetings on Saturdays. No matter what, I will give account of what I did during the week. So even the fact that I don't want to look unserious, or the fact that I don't want to form my hand in front of my peers, it will make me go and do something. Or even if I don't do something because it was out of my control, nobody's going to carry a knife and stab you because you didn't do something. Or nobody's going to strangle you because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. But the fact that you showed up for the meeting and were honest with your performance, it will just help you. For example, last week I didn't do up to 85% of what I said I was going to do, and now I have this fire that this week I'm doing 100% of everything I set out to do. This is Monday morning. There's noise in my background, but I said, no, this video will come out today. I will not push it anymore. Why? Because I don't want to show up in the next meeting with more excuses. You see where I'm going with this? So it does something to your head when you're with other people around you in the same journey as you. You see them performing, you see them doing things. It will ginger you to want to do this thing. Not to mention, it makes you want to be accountable. It makes you want to be the kind of person who does what she says she's going to do. You understand? It even gives you confidence that, yes, I said I would do this, and I did. And the person you become while you're trying to do that thing, trust me, you will love it. Because I've been growing a lot since I started this journey. I've been reflecting a lot. Building a business, be ready for eyeglass that you used to look within, because you will question yourself. That is why these preliminary exercises are very important. You find yourself questioning yourself, looking within almost every day or almost every week, because it's like, am I in the right track? What is this? What am I doing? What is this? Like, you're going to self-reflect a lot. And if you don't have that community, or if you don't have that thing that is holding you responsible, it's very easy to stop in the face of all this uncertainty, in the face of all the failures that you experience in your journey. Don't let anybody tell you you will not fail. You will fall flat on your face. I did a webinar sometime. Was it at the beginning of this journey? Actually, I said this is week 6, maybe at week 1 or so, or 2, I can't remember. I did a webinar. 2 people showed up, and one of those was my husband. It was so embarrassing when you say failure, but you know what? I learned, and guess what? While I was preparing for the webinar, almost 20 people actually showed interest. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. But guess what? My audience are Nigerians. Nigerians don't check their mail. Are you aware? Nigerians don't check their mail. Nigerians don't check their mail. So what happened was that I had been warming them up via mail. They were not opening their emails. So I now shared the link to the webinar via mail earlier that day. And the webinar was supposed to be for, was it 1 p.m? Between 1 and 4, I can't really remember the time. So, but I shared the link to join the webinar via mail. They did not check. After the webinar had ended, that is when people are now responding to the mail. Just seeing this. So I learned a very valuable lesson that period. If you are trying to reach Nigerians, collect email addresses, because that is your currency if you are building a business online. But for Nigerians, you need WhatsApp number in addition, because Nigerians love WhatsApp. If you want to talk to somebody today, now, send them a message on WhatsApp. They will see the WhatsApp message before they will check their mail. That's just the honest truth. And the next best thing is to call them. But you know, when you're doing this at scale, you can't be calling everybody. WhatsApp it is. So now, before I even collect email addresses, I've collected WhatsApp number, because that is how you reach them. It doesn't have to be the number that can ring, because I'm not trying to call anybody. I'm just trying to have a means of communicating with them in a way that they would see on time, you know. So that is one valuable lesson I learned, which video for another day. So that's just an example of how I failed, right? It seemed like a failure. In fact, you can call it a failure now. You did a webinar that you planned. Only one person showed up, because I'm not even counting my husband. So what does that mean? What does that say? You know? So if you don't have a community of people that will lift you up at the times when you are down, when these things will happen, because let me tell you, no matter how you learn, no matter how many of these my videos you watch, when you go out there, you will encounter things that you did not imagine would happen, and you would have to solve them as they come. And solving them will make you grow. Solving them will help you learn. There's a cap to the amount of things you can learn before you start. But the things you learn, it transforms. There's no cap to what you learn when you're acting, you know. So the things you learn in action, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but it's just what it is, because this is what I'm living. The things you learn in action, you can't compare it to the things you learn by standing behind your phone and watching a video, watching this video right now. At some point, you have to press pause. You have to go out there and you have to go and do that thing that you say you want to do, because that is when you really learn. You're collecting information now. If you don't implement it, nothing for you. By this time next year, you still be watching the same video. Don't let that be you. That used to be me. Don't let it be you. So if you want to join my weekly accountability meetings, feel free. I'll put a link in the description box. So right now it is free, because we're still it's still new, and I'm still in the process of building and learning. So as it transforms and gets better, it's not going to be free anymore. But anyway, a free tier will probably still be available. So feel free to join if you want. I'll put the link in the description box. So that's all for now from me. Thank you and bye. And pardon the background noise.